Alright, this is a question from your master. You're not Saber, are you? Does he look anything like Saber? I'm sorry, but I don't have a sword. Lies. Lies and blasphemy. You do have a fucking sword, Archer. As I suspected. This is natural, though. I mistook the time, the summoning circle didn't work, and I even summoned the servant to the wrong place. Exactly, because you fail as a Magus, Rin. It was all too clumsy to call Saber the strongest servant. What a blunder, using that many jewels and not calling Saber. It's too appalling to face. Shame on the Tosaka name. Well, I'm sorry I'm not Saber. Huh? Well, it was a big mistake, and I regret it, but it's my fault, so... Can't wait until you guys find out who Saber really is. Like, the true identity of Saber, that is. Yeah, Archer isn't too flashy, I know. Alright, I'll make you regret your abuse later on. And I won't accept any apologies when that time comes. Huh? This is unexpected. The unknown servant seems disappointed by my fixation on Saber. What? What? Did I get on your nerves, Archer? I get it, but keep your eyes open, as I will definitely show you how lucky you are. Archer protests with narrow eyes. The air he carries is offensive, but his behavior seems childlike and pure. You know, he might be a pretty good guy. Alright, then be sure you make me regret it later on, Archer. If you do, I'll honestly apologize. And if you don't, I'll insult you some more and call you a terrible servant. Yeah, and don't you forget it, Master. Know how great the one you summoned is and be grateful. Though, even if you do apologize then, I probably won't be satisfied. Archer grins again. Huh. Maybe he does have a twisted personality after all. Well, fine. Leaving that aside, which heroic spirit are you? I don't know. Archer doesn't answer. His sarcastic tone disappears and he frowns seriously. Archer, your master is asking you a question. Oh my god. That's a secret. Huh? I can't answer the question of who I am because... Hold on, if it's for a stupid reason, I'll be pissed. What doesn't piss you off, really? It's... Oh, that face again. Archer must be really troubled as he opens his mouth like he'd rather not say anything. It's because I don't know myself. Wait, what was that? What? Are you making fun of me? Ren, we're all making fun of you. I didn't mean to insult you, Master.
名前や素性がどうも曖昧だ。まあさして重要な欠落ではないから気にすることはないのだが。
But this is what you get for your failed summoning. It seems my memory is confused. I know who I am, but things like my name and origin are a bit vague. Well, they're trivial things to be missing, so we shouldn't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Of course I'm worried about it. If I don't know which heroic spirit you are, I can't tell how strong you are. Oh, that's no problem. It's a trivial matter. Trivial, you say? How can I make a plan when I don't know how strong my partner is? There's no way we can fight like this. What are you saying? I am the servant you summoned. Naturally, I'm the strongest. Well, somebody's a little bit pretentious. Straightforwardly, the knight in red looks at me with absolute confidence and trust. What? My thoughts freeze. There's no dishonesty in Archer's words. He thinks more highly of my power than I do, even though we've only just met. My face is burning. Jeez, I'm definitely blushing. Why am I so weak against unexpected things? Well, it's fine. Well, fine. It'll make no difference that no one will know your true identity. They do say that to fool your enemies, you must fool your allies. I say this to hide my embarrassment, looking away from Archer. Don't flatter me, you baka. Well, I can find out later how good a servant he is. For now, I have a higher priority. Alright, I shall not question you about your true identity for now. So, Archer, here's your first task. Already? You are aggressive. So, who's our enemy? As he's asking, I throw a dustpan and broom in front of him. Wow. My first task is for you to do menial chores. Huh. Clean the room downstairs, please. You made that mess, so be responsible and clean the place up. Well, you also have to fix the roof too, you know. He stands there blankly for 10 seconds. After recovering his thoughts, he grabs the broom, ready to make an objection. I would too. I mean, holy shit. I don't think just a broom and dustpan is gonna clean that up. Hold on. Just what do you think a servant is? Personal servant, apparently, like a maid. A familiar, right? He's a bit insolent, so he's difficult to control. Are you talking about me, bitch? Archer swallows his words. I don't intend to take back my words, and I do have a trump card. Yeah, right, your command spells that you're just gonna waste. Objection! I refuse such an order. Really? This is an order as a master. Doesn't your body feel heavy when you go against your master's wishes? Well, I'm sure it's nothing to you. But the penalty would continue until you clean up the living room. Won't it be dangerous to fight in such a condition from tomorrow? He groans for a few seconds, clenching the broom. The servant in the red coat, Archer, closes his eyes in dismay. Understood. Damn you, Master. He acknowledges my request gracefully. Well, it's getting late, so I should rest for tonight. I can decide about how to treat him after I wake up. I think you've already kind of made that decision, haven't you? Treat him like he's your freaking maid. The day of fate comes to a close. No, this night is the start of fate. Stay night. There are 6, including myself now. Once the last one summons a servant, the 7th one who is not yet a master, this Holy Grail War will commence. It's not far ahead. The battle I've waited 10 years for is about to commence. Aw, shit. Second day. And we're still in the prologue, I think. The Holy Grail War. It is a great ritual which has been practiced for hundreds of years. If one enters the ritual, one must eliminate the other 6, as it is a battle for one's life. I don't know when the Holy Grail War began. It is said that the Holy Grail War is in the land of Fuyuki, and that many magi have fought each other here in the past. They had only one purpose, to obtain the noble phantasm called the Holy Grail. But the origin of the Holy Grail is unknown. It's certain that it never received the blood of God, but its power matches that of the one in the legend. Yes. It's said that the Holy Grail can grant any wish. Only one has the right to possess it. The Holy Grail can grant one wish for one person. But 7 magi are needed to summon the Holy Grail in this land. One miracle, 7 collaborators. Well, the point is, it was only a matter of time before a fight broke out over the Holy Grail. It began like an ordinary fight over resources. The 7 magi used the power of the Holy Grail equally to each summon a familiar, a servant, to battle the other magi. Only one magus will obtain the Holy Grail. And so, each of them treated the other 6, once allies, now as enemies, and a gruesome fight began. This is the ritual called the Holy Grail War, a competition between magi for the Holy Grail. The magi chosen by the Holy Grail are called masters, and each master receives a powerful familiar called a servant, by the grace of the Holy Grail. There are 2 proofs that one is a master: summoning a servant and making it obey, and obtaining the 3 command spells that can order the servant. The first goes without saying. Yesterday, no, a few hours ago to be exact, I summoned Archer to be my servant. That leaves only the second. I must protect to the end this command spell that binds the servant. For a master, this is probably the most important thing of all. The pattern inscribed on my right hand after summoning Archer is the command spell. Or this is the command spell. The holy sign granted by the Holy Grail is the proof of a master who has summoned a servant. This mark, with concentrated magical energy, is an instantaneous thing, not an eternal one. It is consumed by use, and as the appearance suggests, it has one used for each strike. In other words, only 3 times. A master who loses all 3 of their command spells will be unable to control their servant and faces death. So, the command spell must be guarded as closely as one's life. It hurts my head to think that I've used one right at the start, but it wasn't completely meaningless, so I'll call it good. I think it was pretty meaningless, but whatever. Because it is not unusual for servants to go against their masters. I'm fortunate to have been able to chain him using one command spell. I think he would have obeyed your orders no matter what, Ren, but alright, whatever, you want to be a tsundere about it. Well, that's the gist of it. The Holy Grail War will start when the 7 servants are all summoned. I can't just sleep in. I don't know when the last master will appear, but it should be soon. And yet another day in the life of Tosaka Rin. How fucking interesting. Morning already? I'm so tired. Looking out of the window, dazed, I notice the sun's already way up. It's past 9. I don't think it's a question of being late anymore. Glancing at the clock, I confirmed to myself that I'll be skipping school today. Shouldn't do that, Rin. School's important even when you're in a battle royale with servants. My body's so heavy, it feels like he's taken over half my body. I sit up in bed and take a deep breath. I'm not tired just because I'm not a morning person. Like Archer said, a master who has just summoned their servant cannot function satisfactorily. That's right. I summoned Archer, not Saber. I can remember clearly. Well, it's not something I want to remember, but even if I don't like it, there's no second chance. About a day until my magical energy returns, huh? Then I guess today will be just a test drive. I slowly climb out of bed. I fight a bit against the unreasonably warm air and my desire to stay wrapped up in my blanket. I knock out the desire to go back to sleep in the 3rd second of the match and check myself in the mirror. Nothing's obviously wrong, except for the fact that I have only about half the usual magical energy in my body. Everything's up to par. Well, there shouldn't be any problems. For now, I want to check the situation. The servant I summoned is Archer. He's a rude guy with no manners to spare for his summoner and master. And on top of that, he doesn't know who he is. Oh, I'm getting a headache already. You are way too stressed out about everything, Grin. I'll have to live without his noble phantasm until his memory returns. Well, there's no way he can use it if he doesn't remember it. Servants are powerful familiars on their own, but what makes them the most powerful is the fact that they all have one powerful secret move. The problem is, Archer says he can't remember what it is. Well, it's partly my fault, so we'll have to make do. That's right. As this is how things ended up, we're both on the same boat. I hope he sorts out his memories soon, but with the way he's acting right now, who knows when that'll be. Honestly. Looks like we've got a load of problems ahead. Well, more than you know. He probably used some magic to just instantly clean everything up. Wow, maybe I should have had a better opinion of him. The living room is just the way it was. I only expected him to clear up the rubble, so I'm moved that he went this far. Where I repaired the fucking roof. He must have felt bad about making such a mess of the living room or he wouldn't have done this. And by the way, that wasn't really his fault in the first place. I should call him admirable, or maybe just a nice guy. The sun's already up. You're pretty loose. Ellipsis. I take it back. This shameless attitude. He doesn't deserve any praise at all. Morning. You seem pretty relaxed. I see you made yourself at home here.
一人暮らしの洋館にしては上等だな。
Well, it's the room I spent the night in. I've pretty much figured out where everything is. Oh, since I was cleaning anyway, I cleaned up the kitchen too. I was expecting more mess, but it was rather clean. That's quite impressive considering that you live in a Western-style house by yourself. More ellipsis. I'm getting a headache. Why is my servant checking my cleanliness? It's so embarrassing. They say servants think only of battles, so maybe this guy's broken somehow.
なるほど。本調子ではなさそうだな。昨夜は元気だったが、睡眠をとって疲れが出たのだろう。
I see. You're not doing well, are you? You seemed well last night, but sleep must have brought up your fatigue.
紅茶でよければごちそうしよう。
I'll get you a drink if tea's okay. Gonna like mix in some alcohol in there or something. So at home in the stranger's house. Archer stands, takes out a new teacup without a moment's confusion, and pours a fine rose-colored tea. There are all sorts of things I want to say, but I surprisingly don't feel like interrupting him. Every aspect of his motion is refined, and you could even say he's being considerate. Oh, well, it's true that I'm tired, so I guess I'll have a drink. I take a seat. He hands me the teacup silently, and I take a sip. Oh, it's good. Of course, it's an exotic Chinese tea. It's the best part of my favorite leaf, so I'd get mad if it tasted bad. I'm trying to figure out what you wouldn't get mad about, Ren. In fact, I get mad when someone uses one of my favorites without permission. Yes, that infuriates me. I would get mad, but when it's brewed up, or when it's brewed so wonderfully, I'm too happy to complain. I didn't even have to read that. Hold on, what are you laughing about?
何、感想が聞きたかったが、その顔では聞くまでもないと思っただけだ。
Well, I was gonna ask what you thought of it, but when you make a face like that, there's no point in asking. What did you say, bitch? I slammed the cup down onto the table. And probably break it in the process.
もったいない。熱いうちに味わった方がいいぞ。私が気に障るなら消えているが。
Don't waste it. You should enjoy it while it's hot. If I'm distracting you, I'll go.
ごちそうさま。結構よ。私は茶坊主が欲しくてマスターになったわけじゃないわ。あなたもね、頼みもしないことをする必要はないわよ。
Thanks, but no thanks. I didn't become a master just so someone could brew me tea. Besides, there's no need for you to do things without orders.
そうか。確かに私も
God, man.
後片付けをするために契約したわけではない。君がそういうのならば、これからは気をつけよう。
I see. Certainly I did not form a contract with you just to brew tea or clean up after you, if that's how you want it. I'll be careful from now on.
私が求めているのは戦力としての使い魔よ。
Right. What I need is a powerful familiar.
家事をこなすサーバントなんて聞いたことがないし、する必要も特にないわ。
I've never heard of a servant who does things around the house, and I've no need of one either.
特にはないとはどういう意味かな。
What do you mean, no need?
別に好きなようにとって結構よ。
Nothing. Interpret it however you want.
それより、あなた自分の正体を思い出せた。
More importantly, do you remember who you are now? Archer shakes his head. Just as I thought, it's bad. If he can't remember it after one night, it's not going to come back easily. Even if we test various things today, this is still...
わかった。あなたの記憶に関しては、おいおい対策を考えとく。
Alright, I'll work out what to do about your memory.
じゃあ、出かける支度をして、ハッチャー。召喚されたばかりで勝手もわからないでしょ。街を案内してあげるから。
Well, get ready, Archer. Since you were just summoned, you don't know your way around yet, right? I'll show you around town. Oh, and now we get to the most exciting segment of the prologue.
いや、そんな必要はない。
Tour of the town.
出るのならばすぐに出られるが。
Get ready. There's no need. If you want to go, we can go right now.
あのね、そんな格好で出歩くつもり？どう見ても普通じゃないし、他のマスターが見たら一発でサーバントってわかるじゃない。
Hey, you're going to walk around in that? It hardly looks normal, and besides, other masters would be able to tell you're a servant right away.
私、自分から私はマスターですなんて言いふらす気はないんだけど。
I don't intend to go announcing to everyone that I'm a master, you know?
ああ、そういうことか。
Oh, so that's what you meant.
それも問題はない。確かに着替える必要はあるが、それは実体化している時だけでね。
It's not a problem. Certainly I will need to change, but only when I take form.
サーバントはもともと霊体だ。非戦闘時には霊体になってマスターにかける負担を減らす。
Servants are spirits, after all. We could become spirits when not in battle to reduce the burden on our masters.
ああ、そっか。召喚されたって英霊は英霊だものね。霊体に肉体を与えるのはマスターの魔力なんだから、私が魔力提供をカットすれば。
Oh yeah, you are still a heroic spirit even if you're summoned already. Since it's the master's magical energy that gives the spirit form, if I cut off that magical energy...
自然。我々も霊体に戻る。
Naturally, we were to turn to spirit form.
そうなったサーバントは守護霊のようなものだ。レイラインで繋がっているマスター以外には観測されない。
A servant in that state is like a guardian spirit. We cannot be observed by anyone except the master we are connected to by the ley line.
もっとも会話程度はできるから偵察ならばしょうがないが。
We can still talk though, so it's no problem if we're going scouting.
あ、便利。それじゃあ本当に他のマスターを探し出すなんて難しいんだ。
Wow, that's really convenient. In that case, it must be hard to search for other masters.
ああ。だが魔術師は魔術師を知覚できるだろう。それと同じでサーバントもサーバントを感知できる。
Yes, but magi can sense other magi, right? In the same way servants can sense other servants.
優れた魔術を知るサーバントならば遠く離れたサーバントの位置さえ把握するだろう。
If a servant knows powerful magic, they would be able to sense servants even from a distance. Just as Archer says. A master is usually a great magus. A magus with a strong magical energy is sensitive to other magical energy. But as far as I know, no one in this town has magical energy that strong.
で、あんたはどうなの？他のサーバントの位置わかる？
So what about you? Can you tell where the other servants are?
マスター、私のクラスは何か忘れたのか？遠く離れた敵の位置を探るなど仕上がりにできるものか？
Master, have you forgotten my class? Sensing distant enemies isn't a job for a knight. Well, I guess it's not. Well, I guess not. Archer's magical energy isn't that strong. I expect only the servant caster would have enough magical energy to locate enemies from a distance.
わかったわ。
Yeah, I kind of thought
じゃあとりあえず後についてきて
a mage sort of class would be able to do that.
あなたに生み出された世界を見せてあげるから。
Alright then follow me, Archer. I'll show you the world you've been summoned into.
そう目新しいものではなさそうだね。
I don't think it'll be that new for me.
それよりマスター、君、大切なことを忘れていないか？
But, Master, aren't you forgetting something important?
え？大切なことって何？
What do you mean by something important?
まったく。
You
君、まだ本調子ではないぞ。
suck!
契約において最も重要な交換を私たちは未だしていない。
Jeez, you're really not up to par yet. We have yet to exchange the most important part of our contract.
契約において最も重要な交換。
The most important exchange? Equivalent exchange? Ah, Full Metal Alchemist. I wonder if that's actually a reference to Full Metal Alchemist. No, fundamentally, the reward for the servant is to participate in the Holy Grail War. There shouldn't be any more exchanges necessary.
君な。朝は弱いんだな、本当に。
You're really not a morning person, are you? Archer says so in surprise. Listening to his sarcastic comment, I realize something. Come to think of it, he hasn't addressed me by name yet.
ああ、しまった。名前。
Ah, crap. Names.
思い当たったか。まあ、今からでも遅くはないさ。それでマスター、君の名前は？
I guess you've realized.
何と呼べばいい？
Well, it's not too late. So, Master, what is your name? How should I address you from now on? Archer asks sulkily. Damn it. He is a good person. Yes, there's no mistake. After all, there's no meaning to exchanging names. Servant and master have a relationship forced upon them by the command spell. For a contract with a normal familiar, the exchange of names has a great deal of meaning, but no such bond is needed between the master and the servant. But still, Archer calls it important. It's a proof of trust that we shall be fighting alongside each other, even without the command spell.
私、遠坂凛よ。あなたの好きなように呼んでいいわ。
I'm Tosaka Rin. You can call me whatever you like. I answer bluntly, unable to be true to my feelings. Well, actually, it would probably be easier for me to be addressed in a reserved manner like you or Master, and he'll probably call me that. But that said, Archer mutters my name to himself.
それでは、リンと。ああ。この響きは実に君に似合っている。
I shall call you Rin. Yes, that name suits you well. He says something outrageous. I can't believe that. I'm so angry.
リン、どうした？何やら顔色がおかしいが。
Rin, what's wrong? You don't look normal.
うるさい。
Oh my
いいからさっ
god.
さと行くわよ、あーちゃん。とにかくのんびりしてる暇なんてないんだから。
Shut up. Let's just go. We don't have time to relax. I turn away and start walking. I'm vexed. I don't know why, but I am. It's just a part of my character archetype. Did Archer say that just to make me feel this way?
ありえる。こいつなら絶対そうだ。
It's possible. He'll certainly do that sort of a thing. Yes, that must be it. So my face getting hot and my heart pounding, they're all part of his plan. Yes, his evil master plan to embarrass you. Be careful, Rin. You're going to have to work with this crooked guy from now on. I go out with Archer. The city we live in, Fuyuki City, can be basically divided into two towns. Here, the place with old houses and traditional buildings is Miyama City. On the other side of the river is Shinto, where modern development is happening. My house is in the older section, Miyama City. Miyama City is broadly separated into two sections as well. This is one of the sections, the Western-style houses, where immigrants and from foreign countries live. And on the other side is the area of old Japanese-style houses with a mountain behind it. Both sections are on top of hills, so you could say both are suburbs. The houses in between these two sections are relatively ordinary. As a demonstration, they're this ordinary. This is the crossroads of Miyama City and the hill leading up to the Western-style houses like mine. On the opposite side, a hill leads up to the Japanese-style houses. A bridge leads to the neighboring town of Shinto, and the other way leads to the school, shopping district, and even Ryodo Temple up on the mountain. Isn't this fun, guys? And this is the large bridge connecting Shinto and Miyama City. A few years ago, a big station was built over that side, and it has grown rapidly since then. Even though Miyama City and Shinto are in the same city, you can think of them as totally different places. Yay, urban development! The city's name, Fuyuki, or Winter Tree, is supposedly comes from the fact that winters are long here. Thinking about it, this place certainly has a long winter. In contrast, though, it's quite warm here, and February here is about as warm as December everywhere else. I bet a few hot springs would turn up if you went digging around. Then again, this half-hearted cold would make the city a poor hot springs resort. Fuyuki City has a friendly winter and a strange climate that enters spring in April with no changes. Shinto is all like this. The rapidly developing town started to build tall buildings as if rushed by something, and as a result, it looks very artificial. Though, that's only in the last 10 years. From what I hear, the big fire here 10 years ago pretty much burned down the whole residential district. These buildings were constructed on the land no one lived on anymore. And this is the center of it.
ここがシントの公園よ。これで主だったところを歩いて回ったわけだけど、感想は?
This is Shinto's park. Now that we've seen all the important locations, what are your thoughts? It looks like a desolate wasteland. I ask Archer, who's standing next to me. I can't see him, of course.
広い公園だ。だというのに人気がないのは
It's a big park.
理由でもあるのか。
But is there some reason there's no one here?
やっぱりそう見える? まあ、ここはちょっとした曰くがあるから。
So it shows, huh? Well, that's because there's a history to this place. I look around the park. A park this big and organized should be a playground for kids, even on weekdays. But there are only a few people here, and a desolate feeling runs through the place.
10年前の話よ。この辺り一帯で大きな火事があったんだって。火は一日燃え続けて、雨が降り出した頃に消えたんだとか。
It was about 10 years ago. They say there was a huge fire in this area. It burned for a day until it went out just as it began to rain.
その後町は復興したけど、ここだけはそのままなの。
Afterwards, the town was rebuilt, but this place was left as it was.
焼け野原になって何もなくなったから公園にしたらしいわ。
It was burned to ashes, so they made it into a park. Archer says nothing. But even though I can't see him, I can tell that he's feeling something special.
気づいたみたいね。そうよ。ここが前回の聖杯戦争決着の地。私も事情は知らないけど、前回の聖杯戦争はここで終結して、それきり。
You seem to have noticed. That's right. This is where the last Holy Grail War ended. I don't know the details, but the last war ended here. This place has been like this ever since. And the place has been like this ever since.
なるほど。それでこんなにもここは怨念に満ちているというわけか。
I see. That must be why this place is full of so many grudges.
わかるの？そういうの。
You can sense those kind of things?
サーバントというのは霊体だ。そのあり方は怨念、猛襲に近い。故に同じ無念には敏感なのさ。街中でも濃い場所はあるが、ここは別格だ。我らから見れば固有結界のそれに近い。
Servants are spirits. We are beings similar to grudges and formed obsessions. Therefore, we are sensitive to such remnants like us. There were places in town with strong regrets, but this place is on a completely different level. To us, this place is more like a reality marble. Archer brings up an unusual term in a motionless voice. Reality marble. One of the magics considered the pinnacle of magi, said to be infinitely closer to sorcery. For hundreds of years, a boundary field has been the defensive field that protects a magus. Put simply, It's a vicious version of a security system on a house. A boundary field is something applied to an existing area or building to protect oneself from outside enemies. But it is merely a transformation applied to what already exists. But a reality marble is different. A reality marble is an image that erodes reality. The imagined world of Amagus, a boundary field that points over reality by letting Amagus's heart take form. Paints over reality. That is what we call a reality marble. In other words, it's a large range of magic that distorts, remakes the world as Amagus wishes.
Rin, どうした?
Rin,
考え事か?
what are you thinking?
ちょっと意外だったから。
No, I was just surprised.
こういう結界だなんて、アーチャーのくせに珍しい言葉を知ってるなって。
I just thought that reality marble seemed an uncommon term for an archer. Well, he's more than just an archer, hint hint nudge nudge. What, is it strange for me to know it?
だってそうじゃない。こういう結界っていうのは魔術師にとっては禁忌中の禁忌、奥義の中の奥義だもの。アーチャーであるあなたが知ってるなんて筋違いよ。
Of course, reality marble is the taboo of taboos. The secret principle. It doesn't make any sense for an archer to know about it. Isn't that right? I ask with my expression. And then, I sense him sighing heavily next to me.
Rin, 英雄とは剣術、魔術に長けたものを指す。
Rin, a hero is someone who excels with both magic and weaponry.
アーチャーだからといって弓しか使えないと思うのは勝手だが、私以外のサーバントにそんな楽観は持たないでくれ。
It's fine if you want to think that an archer can only use bows, but please don't take such an optimistic view of the other servants. Come to think of it, he's right.
わかったわよ。今のは軽率な発言だったわ。次からは気をつけるからこれでいいでしょ?
I understand. It was a careless thing to say. I'll be careful from now on, so it's okay, right?
リン、ズバリ言おう。君は優秀だが、それゆえに他人を
More flattery.
欠点がある。
It's part of his evil plan. She'll become more embarrassed. Rin, I'm going to be honest. You are excellent, but because of that, you have a habit of underestimating others. You should reform that habit before you grow up.
何気に失礼なこと言うわね、あんた。
You're being rather rude. Reform? That's like training bad habits out of a horse. That's like training bad habits out of a horse. That's a strange analogy, but okay. Rin has an knack for strange analogies, I've noticed.
イメージ通りの表現を使っただけというか。
Oh, excuse me. I didn't mean to make it sound like you're a disobedient horse. I just used the word because it suited your image. Hey, that's even worse. Ouch! Why does that have a question mark on it? My right arm suddenly hurts.
Rin.
Rin?
ちょっと黙って、アーチャー。
Be quiet for a second, Archer. The command spell engraved on my right hand is hurting. A small warning as if to get my attention.
誰かに見られてる。
Someone's watching us. I extend my consciousness to the surroundings. I roll out the threads of my consciousness and search through the park.
私じゃ見つけられない。
I can't find him. How do you know it's a guy?
あなたは?
What about you, Archer?
難しいな。私には視線すら感じられん。
It's difficult. I can't even feel the stare.
ってことは、見てるのはマスターね。
Then it must be a master watching. I don't know who it is, but if Archer can't sense it, it has to be a master. There aren't seven of us yet, but if we wanted to, we could start the fight at any time. It seems the one watching us wants to battle, but...
レイジはレイジに反応する。マスターであるのなら、誰がマスターであるかは出会えば感じられる。 ということか。だがそれならリンにも相手が識別できるのではないか。
The command spell reacts to other command spells, so that must mean if you are a master, you should be able to recognize other masters when you see them. Then wouldn't that mean you should be able to identify the other master too?
ええ。けど声の
Exposition time.
自分の魔力ぐらい隠し通せる。いくら霊樹同士が反応するって言っても、その霊樹だって魔力で発動するものよ。
Yes, but a superior magus can conceal their magical
魔
energy.
術回路を閉じていれば見つけることは難しいわ。
Even though command spells react to each other, they operate on magical energy. So if the master has closed his magical circuit, it will be hard to find him.
厄介だな。ではこちらはいいように位置を知らせているということか。
That's troubling. That means we're showing them our location.
でしょうね。まあ私だって家探しすれば魔力殺しぐらいは見つかるだろうけど。
That's right. Well, if I search around my house, I should be able to find something that kills my magical energy, but...
必要ないと。
You don't need it?
そう。だって隠さなければ向こうからやってきてくれるでしょ。
Right.
こっちから出向く手間が省けるわ。
Because if I don't hide it, they'll come to us, right? It saves us the trouble of going to find them. Archer takes a deep breath and goes quiet as if he's shocked.
何よ、自信過剰はいけないって言いたいの？
What? You want to say I shouldn't be overconfident? I ask, remembering our previous conversation. But Archer just says, that's impossible.
君はそのままが一番強い。
You're strongest like this.
小物には付きまとわせてやるがよかろう。
Yeah, you can let those weaklings follow us about. He says, trying to hold back his laughter. Well, it's not like I like his response, but we decide to continue walking around town. We tour the important places, really dragging our observer around, have dinner along the way, and bring things to a conclusion. I'm trying to imagine her having dinner with Archer. It'd be like, I mean, since he's invisible and all, it'd be like having dinner with some imaginary friend or something. That'd be weird. We've been walking a lot, and it's now 7. At this time of night, our destination should give us the best view. A strong wind. The tallest building in Shinto. The view from the rooftop of this building is a fitting end for this day.
どう？ここなら見通しがいいでしょ、あーちゃん。
What do you think? This place has a great view, Archer.
生涯君と付き合う男に同情するな。よくもまあ。
For our date, let's just go to the rooftop. That's the best place to have a date. Jeez, I pity whoever you go out with someday. You dragged me around all day.
あ？何か言った？あーちゃん。
Hmm? Did you say something, Archer? Did you say something rude,
素直な
Archer?
感想を少し。と、確かにいい場所だ。初めからここに来れば歩き回る必要もなかったのだが。
Just an honest opinion. Oh, this certainly is a nice place. Or this is certainly a nice place. If we'd come here to begin with, we wouldn't have to have had walk around like we have been.
何言ってるのよ。確かに見晴らしはいいけど、ここからわかるのは街の全景だけじゃない。実際にその場に行かないと街の作りはわからないわ。
What are you talking about? Certainly it's a nice view, but all you can tell from here is the overview of the town. You have to go to the places themselves to know the layout.
そうでもないが、アーチャーのクラスは伊達ではないぞ。旧兵は目が良くなければ務まらん。
That's not true. My class is an archer for nothing. You can't be an archer unless you have good eyesight.
そうなの？それじゃあここから家が見える？あーちゃん。
Is that so? So can you see my house from here, Archer?
いや、さすがに隣町までは見えない。せいぜい橋あたりまでだな。そこまでならタイルの数ぐらいは見て取れる。
No, I can't see the neighboring town from here. At most, I can see as far as the bridge. At that range, I can count the number of tiles.
嘘。タイルって橋のタイル？
No way. The tiles on the bridge? That's not just good. His eyesight could match the telescopes you find on these rooftops.
びっくり。アーチャーって
Well, that is his
本当にアー
class,
チャーなん
Rin.
だ。
I'm surprised. You really are Archer.
リンまさかとは思うが君私をバカにしているんじゃないだろうな。
Rin, I don't like to think so, but are you making fun of me?
そんなわけないでしょ。たださ、あなたってアーチャーって言われには弓使いっぽくないからつい勘違いしてただけ。
Of course not. I just misunderstood because even though you're called Archer, you don't seem like one.
それは問題発言だ。帰ってから追及しよう。
That's a troubling claim. I shall question you further on this matter when we get home. It seems Archer has taken a liking to the view as he falls silent. He's probably working out the town's layout. I can't interrupt while he's surveying the battlefield. I leave Archer's side and move to the edge of the building. All I can see with my eyesight is the lights below this building, like the headlights of the cars in the street and the people going home after work. I can't tell what kinds of cars or what kinds of people they are. I can see them, but still not see them. Just like noticing someone is watching me before, but not being able to see the watcher.
少なくとも神道を根城にしている奴が一人いる。
At the very least, there's one person that has his base in Shinto. I strain my eyes and stare below me. There are 7 masters in all. I still don't know who the masters are, nor which servants they command. Right now, I assume all the masters are walking around town collecting information on other masters. What? Suddenly, I feel someone's eyes on me. There's no reaction from my command spell. I just feel someone's eyes on me.
下？
From below? I look down. There are many people walking around on the road. Among them is a person. One person is looking up at me as if looking up at the moon. Ellipsis. I can't tell for sure who it is. I can't tell for sure, but I know who it is. It's surprising. What's he doing at this kind of a time?
リン敵を見つけたのか。
Rin, have you found an enemy? Archer calls out to me as if sensing my excitement.
別に。ただの知り合い。私たちには関係のない一般人よ。
Nothing. I just saw someone I knew. Just an ordinary person. Nothing to do with us. I answer, unable to hide my irritation, and leave the place where I was standing. There's no way he could have seen me from the ground. He must have been looking up at the building by coincidence. So it doesn't mean I was noticed. But still, I'm angry that I let him see me acting as a magus. By the time we get back to Miyama City, it's already past 9 o'clock. Unlike Shinto, Miyama City is an old residential district. No one walks around after 9, and the town grows as quiet as midnight.
こんなところね。街の作りは大体わかった？
So that's pretty much it. Do you have a good idea of the town?
ああ町のこと
Yeah,
ならわかる。
unfortunately, since you dragged me around all day,
あとは
Rin.
おいつかんでいくさ。
Yeah, I get it. I'll figure out the rest as we go along.
なら今日はここまでね。私もまだ本調子じゃないし、家に戻って休みましょう。
Then we're done for the day. I'm not up to par either, so let's go home and rest. We climb the road up the gentle hill, and there's someone walking in front of us.
あれ、さくら？
Huh? Sakura? This is bad. I don't want her to see her right now.
リン何を隠れている？
Rin, why are we hiding?
黙ってて。あそこにいるの知り合いなのよ。今日は学校休んだし、あんまり顔を合わせたくないの。
Shut up. Oh, that person is someone I know. I skipped school today, so I don't want to see her. As I speak, I look at the figure ahead of us. On the road. There's the well-known first-year student. Who the fuck? And a foreigner I don't know. I know who that is, guys, but He looks different from what I remember. They're talking about something. No, it seems the foreigner is talking to Sakura against her wishes. Sexual harassment.
知り合いとは外国人の方か？
Rin, is the person you know the foreigner?
いいえ、知らない。この辺りは洋館が多いから、どっかよそから遊びに来てるんじゃない？
No, I don't know him. There are lots of Western-style houses around here, so he might be visiting one of them. I say that much, then scold myself for being too soft where that girl is involved.
あ、じゃあ、あいつ人間？
Archer, is he human?
さあ、実態はあるから人間なのだろう。少なくともサーバントではない。
I don't know. He has form, so he should be human. At the very least, he's not a servant. I
そうよ
wouldn't
ね。
be so sure about that.
マスターでもないし、ただの血は喧嘩か。
Right. He's not a master either, so I guess it's just a minor quarrel. Still, I know she's not the kind of girl to get into trouble with a guy.
二人とも言ったな。女は坂を登っていく。
They're going. The girl's walking up the hill.
男は
The man is... The blonde guy goes down the road where we came up. The road we came up.
それじゃああなたはここを使って。私はもう眠るけど、
I
何か
have
質
many
問はある？
questions. Well then, you can use this place. I'm going to bed until you have any unless you have any questions first.
とりわけ重要な疑問はない。すぐに戦闘を仕掛けない君の判断は正しいよ。今夜は魔力の回復を行うべきだろう。
I don't have any important questions. Your decision not to rush into battle is the correct one. You should use tonight to recover your magical energy.
それじゃあ明日、今朝の紅茶をよろしくね。
Yes, I will see you tomorrow then. Please make me tea tomorrow morning. Now she's gonna have him do everything. Fatigue hits me hard once I walk into my room.
そうだ。眠る前にきれいに連絡しないと。
Oh yeah, I have to contact Kirei before I go to bed. That annoying priest. He will already be getting ready to call in the substitute Magus. I don't really care about that, but he is my guardian, so I should at least do the right thing.
電話と。
Phone. I dial the number, and soon the fake priest picks up.
きれい？私だけど、昨日サーバントと契約したから。正式にマスター登録お願い。
Kirei, it's me. I formed a contract with the servant just yesterday, so register me officially as a master. A brief silence. Kirei's silence has enough pressure to stress you out, even over the phone.
いいだろう。ではどうする？一度こちらに顔を出さないか？君のご両親から預かっているものもある。君
Understood.
がマスターになった場合にのみ、成人前に伝えてほしいと頼まれているのだが。
Now what? You should come and see me at least once. I have something to give you that I received from your parents. They said to give it to you only if you become a master before you become an adult.
ああ、それって父さんの遺言のこと？それならもう解読して手に入れたからいいわ。それじゃ、気が向いたらお邪魔するからよろしく。
Oh, you mean father's will? I already deciphered it and got the item, so it's fine. I'll come and see you if I feel like it. Goodbye.
待てリン。マスターになったのなら。
Wait, Rin, if you were a master now... Great. Best way to deal with people. I hang up, not hearing him once. Or not hearing him out. I don't know why I got once out of that. Listening to Kirei's lecture while I'm tired won't help me recover my magical energy.
さて、これで準備は終わりっと。
Right, all preparations are done now. All that's left is to sleep. When I wake up next, it should be a completely different morning. 10 years ago. The Holy Grail War in which my father competed as a master and was defeated. Now I'm entering that same battle.